Welcome to the third Mindrocks India Today's Youth Summit, where we hope to engage you in every which way. You obviously liked it, as we are over 1,500 of you here, as against 700 last year. When we met last year, around the same time, the smell of revolution was in the air. The fight against corruption was just a legislation away. The economy was growing at a decent pace, and though there had been a series of scams, there was still faith in government and governance. Today, our rate of growth is declining, as is the job market. Our aspiration to become a global superstar is becoming a joke. You have a situation where people from one state cannot live in another state without fear. And above all, there's a stink of corruption that pervades in this country. Everywhere you look, there's a scam of sorts. The country is being raped by a troika of corrupt politicians, compliant bureaucrats, and crooked businessmen. We are actually no better than a country like Russia, where state-sponsored crony capitalism has become a fine art. Just look at today's newspapers. Besides the Colgate story, which is an ongoing one, which actually symbolizes the rot which is within the system, there were two other very smaller stories. One was about our beautiful capital city. The government is planning to regularize 895 unauthorized colonies. Do you know how many people live in these unauthorized colonies? 5 million. That's the population of Singapore or Norway. That's the kind of people who were living there, who were not supposed to be living there. And how do you think these colonies happened? Where were these authorities when these were being built? It was all being done with the collusion of the MCD officials, police, and local politicians. We don't penalize illegality. We celebrate it. And we all know why they are being regularized. The other story I saw today was another shocker. According to the Supreme Court, 50 lakh ton of iron ore, which was illegally mined in Billari, was exported from a port 400 kilometers away. It took 5 lakh trucks to take the coal, the iron ore, from there to the port. And it was exported. Can you imagine the scale of corruption right down to the bottom it would take to carry out such an operation? And only to find out after the fact? Is this the India all of you want to live in or want it to be? Do I hear a yes or a no? Does it make you angry? Yes. Good. I think we're getting somewhere. I am sure you look at yourselves as citizens of the world and would want to work anywhere in the world, let alone working in another state. There's no limit to your dreams and hope. If you don't get a job or you lose one, you'll think of starting your own business. What I'm saying is that all of you have an optimistic, can-do attitude. You're multitaskers, tech-savvy, goal-oriented, enjoy diversity, civic-minded, team players, resourceful, and like challenges. All you need is a conducive environment for your energy and creativity to explode. And you want your voice to be heard. All of you here, and there are over 100 million of you in this country, from the age of 18 to 35, you are the country's biggest assets. If this country has to succeed, you have to succeed. The trouble is today, the politics and the politicians of this country are completely disconnected and out of sync with the aspirations of all of you. We are being ruled, except for our young Chief Minister there, by old men and women who have little vision. Who have little vision of what India can be. Look at the age of our leaders and that of other countries. When Obama was elected, he was 47. And if re-elected, he will be 51. The British Prime Minister is 46. Even the Chinese, who venerate age, their next leaders, President Xi Jinping, will be 57, and the Premier, Li Qiang, will be 59, and they will come into power in October. Another country which venerates age, Japan, has a Prime Minister who's 54. We don't need to settle for less. We need young blood to rule us. Our Prime Minister is 80, and that too not in very good health. And the average age of our cabinet is 65, while the nation's median age is 25. So there is something to be done here. Let me tell you, in spite of all this, it's great to be young in India. Count yourself lucky. I'm convinced the youth of this country will change everything. So don't get depressed by the current gloom and doom. I'm happy to say there is some hope, and we offer it to you right here. There is some change happening in this country. Actually, lots of changes. And the Youth Summit gives you an opportunity to look at some of these harbingers of change in the eye and ask them questions. Plus, we have others here who will inspire you for what they have achieved against all odds. We have following me the Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav, who is running a state with a population larger than that of Brazil. His party defeated a formidable woman to set itself an even more formidable task of bringing jobs and peace to Uttar Pradesh. The big question is, can he outgrow his father's legacy? We also have 5 amazing Olympians, most of them from remote villages, where they have tended cattle, raised crops before winning honor for the nation. And among them is a lady from the Northeast, Mary Com, who speaks with her fists. We have a 2-time national award-winning actor who has played emblematic roles from a scheming mafia don to an iconic freedom fighter. There is a hit-making actor in conversation with a stylish actress, a soap queen who has diversified into making edgy movies, an activist who has made it in his business to ask uncomfortable questions, a business leader who is charting a new vision for his IT giant, an A-list actress embarking on a new musical career, and India's latest hero, a young cricketer with a promise for the future. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the faces of young India. They show why our spirit is so young, even though our government is old. They show why whatever has happened in the past, we will always have a future. So welcome again to Mindrocks Part 3. It's bigger, with 26 speakers compared to 12 last year, and we promise it will only get better. So enjoy yourselves. Have a great day. Thank you.